Okay, so what's going to happen is like this. Normally, a Pidyon Haben, a redemption of the firstborn, normally is done on the 30th day of a child who is born, a male who is born to parents who are neither Kohen or Levi. Neither a father or mother is a Kohen or a Levi. Normally, the Pidyon Haben is done when the child is 30 days. It's a ceremony. They put the baby on a tray. They bring the baby in, and there's also that. We're not going to put Dylan here on a tray, right? Unless anybody volunteers to carry him in. So we're not going to put Dylan here on a tray. However, the halacha is that a father does the Pidyon Haben for his son. Somebody who has not had a Pidyon Haben, somebody who's a firstborn and has not had a Pidyon Haben done, so then he does, the mitzvah becomes his mitzvah to do. And therefore, Dylan has chosen to fulfill a mitzvah aseh deoraisa of redeeming the firstborn. Kabbalistically, the firstborn, the most notorious firstborn in history is Esav, and therefore he is in the clutches. A firstborn is actually in the clutches of the satanic forces that come from Esav, until the Pidyon Haben has taken place. So if you felt a little pressure around the shoulders, Dylan, that's probably those forces, and we're going to release those forces now. Now the way it's done is like this. The Kohen, which in this case is me, then the father should give the Kohen 5 silver coins that are worth 100 grams of silver. He doesn't have to give silver coins. That's how it's done. That's how it should be done. Under any circumstances, he could give anything of value as long as the value is 100 grams of silver. I once had a guy knocked on my door, and he actually, on an Erev Shabbos, an Israeli guy who did not know if he had a Pidyon Haben or not, he knocked on my door on Erev Shabbos. He gave me 3 sfarim. That value of at the time, whatever the value was, 100 grams of silver, and he gave me 3 to redeem himself in case he had not had a proper redemption. Now, what we do is like this. Most people don't walk around with silver coins. And so what I do is I have these silver slugs. That there's no official coin. These happen to be, I know everybody gets all excited because you see money in coins. This happens to be a silver something, pure silver, 25 lirot, which is worth nothing. And I also have over here, this is just a silver piece that was punched out of a sheet of silver where the guy wrote the pasuk on it. It's pure silver. This is just a pure silver slug with nothing on it. Now, what I do is, because we want to make sure and this is a silver shoe from a Monopoly set, which somehow actually got tossed in also. Solid silver Monopoly set. Yeah, they have a gold Monopoly set too, but I don't own one. But they have solid silver. This came from, I don't know how I ended up with this shoe. I think it was in my wife's house somewhere, and I just took it. But what do you call it? So what I have over here, the problem is that we want 5 coins to be 100 grams of silver. The problem is when they make a silver coin, there's a certain amount of alloy that is put into it. And the alloy, therefore, to make sure, so I use a few extra coins just to make sure. Now, Dylan's going to stand up. Yeah. Now, you do what a Kohen says, Dylan, and you do it fast. Dylan stands up. We'll take away the shoe. Now, what's going to happen is Dylan is 100 grams of silver now, checked this morning, is worth 265 shekels. Dylan is going to take these 265 shekels.
That's very sad. I see.
That's good enough. 270. I'll take 270. Yeah, I'll for what I wouldn't do for Torah. So Dylan is going to give me 270 shekels, and I am now selling him the coins. Now you pick up. There's 270. There's a little bit more because they're Kaplan. You pick up the coins, one hand, and pick it up. Make a Pidyon. The coins now officially belong to him.
These are my coins.
Those are his coins. Okay. I am the Kohen, he's got the coins, right? Now, it says by the Egyptians, when the Egyptians drowned at the Yam Suf, the Jewish people were worried. So Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu to tell the Jewish people, as you see the Egyptians today, you will not see them again. This money that he has given me, as you see this money now, you will not see it again. This money is going into my pocket. Say goodbye. The money is mine. Now, people have asked me as whether or not I going to give this money to tzedakah because he's using it for the Pidyon Ben? The answer is, I'll tell you what, when you earn a full salary and give all your money to tzedakah, then I'll give my full salary to tzedakah. This is all my money. I may give 10%, and if I'm in a get better mood, I'll give 20%. But what I do with my money is really not your concern. This is my money. It's in my pocket. Say goodbye. Now, Dylan is going to take this, and he's going to make a bracha. Normally at a Pidyon Ben, so there's a dialogue between the father and the Kohen. And the Kohen says to the father, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to give me your son, who is the firstborn, or 5 silver pieces? And the commentaries explain he's not really giving him a choice. He is showing the father, making it that the father should feel how beloved his son is. So Dylan is now going to make the bracha of the Pidyon Ben. Now, normally the father makes the bracha. Here, because you're doing it yourself, so instead of saying Al Pidyon Haben, you're going to make it Al Pidyon HaBechor. Then we're going to drink a cup of wine. We're going to make a Bori Pri Hagafen. And after the Bori Pri Hagafen, then you will drink the wine, because I'm going to make the bracha, but you're going to drink it. I'll take a small sip, and you'll drink it. Okay, here we go. Let me just show you the bracha over here. This is for the bris milah. 1 second. Here's the Pidyon Ben. Here's the Pidyon Ben. Okay. So you're going to do this. You're going to make one bracha. You're going to make the bracha of Pidyon Ben, and then you're going to make a shechianu. Okay, but instead of Al Pidyon Haben, you say Al Pidyon HaBechor. You say loud. Hold the coins in your right hand. Are you righty or lefty?
Righty. Okay,
hold the coins in your right hand. Let me just fill up the wine. Now, you're going to make 2 brachas. You're going to say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu Chalam Al Pidyon HaBechor.
Bechor.
And then you're going to make a shechianu. Then you're going to give me the coins. And that's going to be the official purchase of the official Pidyon Ben.
Okay.
Normally, by the way, at a regular Pidyon Ben, when the baby starts, so normally people wash first and have a kazayas of bread. Here, because of Ohr Somayach, so we're going to do it afterwards. But under normal circumstances,
Wasn't that the Cohen's
that has absolutely nothing to do with it. The explanation doesn't make any sense. It just has to do with right, whatever. So Pidyon, now he is about to do a mitzvah saseh d'oraisa. He's going to make the bracha out loud. Then you're going to give, before talking, you're going right after you say the shechianu, you're going to give me the coins. Mm-hmm. You're going to say a Pidyon HaBechor, and then I'm going to make a Bori Pri Hagafen to give you a bracha.
Okay.
Okay, but you're going to give me the money first, okay? Loud. Say real loud, one word at a time, no hurry.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu v'tzav v'tzivanu al
Pidyon HaBechor.
HaBechor.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'hikimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. Now this is mine, and now I'm going to give you a bracha. Yisimcha Elohim k'Ephraim v'Chebenashi Yevarechecha Adonai v'Yishmerecha. Yoyer Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. 1 second. Bend down just a little bit. Ze tacha ze chiluv ze machol al ze v'yikanes ze habechor lechayim letorah liyira shemayim. Yehira tzon shekeshem shenichnas lepidyon ken yikanes letorah ulechupa ulemaisim tovim. Savri, I'm going to take a little sip. You'll drink it out. You'll knock it down. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Bori Pri Hagafen. Amen. Mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. Yay, Lanu.
share.
No, he doesn't share his money.
No sharing.
Thank you. Mitzvah.
Da 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 da. One time, just want to put this away. One time, I just want to put it away.
I have to stand up? Okay. Now I've changed the dynamic. Okay, we're good? Alrighty. Since we are taking up Chumash time, I figured I'd tell you a little bit about one of my favorite parshas. It's very personal to me. It's my bar mitzvah portion. It's coming up soon-ish. But a little bit about me. I'm from St. Louis. Some of you I know very well, some of you not so much. I just came back to Israel. I was in America. Very happy to be here. Thank you so much for setting this up. I had no idea it was such a big event. So it came up. We were learning in our Gemara shir with Rabbi Schiller. And the idea of Pidyon Ben redeeming the firstborn, I asked about it, and here we are. So thank you, Hashem. Okay. When I was in college, I was in a relationship for a very long time with a non-Jewish girl. As I was getting more religious, I realized it wasn't going to work out. We broke up after 3 years of being together, and I was very, very hurt, and I was hurting a lot, and I opened my phone one day, and on YouTube, there's a shir from actually Chabad Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson, and it's called "Life is Difficult When You Realize This, It Can Be Very Fun." And I watched it, and it really helped me get through the tough times. And anytime I'm feeling down or sad or like I'm struggling, I always turn back to the message of that shir, and I'd like to share it with you today because it really means a lot to me. So I knew it was for me because this was in November, and I turn on this video, and it opens with Parsha Shalach, which was my bar mitzvah portion, and it hit me in a way that I didn't know before. So in Shalach, Moses and the Jews they send spies into the lands of Canaan to scope out the land to understand what they're about to go in and conquer. And this is a shortened version of what goes on. But they send the spies in. The spies come out. They see that the land is filled with giants. It is filled with the land is great. It flows with milk and honey and fruit. But in the land dwell powerful cities, fortified and very great, with the offsprings of giants. So the spies, they come back, and they're striking fear into the hearts of the Jewish people. They start to feel, they're trembling with fear, they're scared, they're frustrated, they don't know what to do. The spies say, "We cannot ascend, for it is too strong for us." They lose hope in Hashem and in themselves. So what happens, they say we are like grasshoppers in our eyes, and so we were in their eyes. So later on, it says, "Let us return to Egypt." When the Jews were still in Egypt before they were about to leave, some Jews actually were so comfortable being slaves, they didn't want to take that leap of faith. They were comfortable, they knew where they were, they didn't want to move forward. Here we see, after everything that Hashem did for them, they'd rather go back to that than take another leap of faith to move forward into what God has promised them. So Hashem says, what's going on here? He says to Moses, "How long will the people provoke me? How long will they not have faith in me, despite all the signs I have performed in their midst?" Okay, today, Hashem is hidden from us. We don't see everything that goes on, but we do see miracles every day. Just today, we were talking about fear of God, and not 2 seconds later, a giant strike of thunder roared in the sky. And the Gemara says a sign of a thunder is God showing how powerful He is. Everywhere we look, we can see signs of God. Okay, so the spies come back. They say, "This is not a doable feat. We are too small, and this is, we're going to have to make a new game plan." This causes the Jews to get punished for staying in the desert for 40 years. And so 39 years later, in Parshas Akev, Moses gathers to the people, and he says one of the most famous words in Judaism. He says, Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel. Today you crossed the Jordan. You're going back into this land of Canaan to drive out the nations that are greater and mightier than you. Cities that are fortified to the heavens. Gadolos uvtosoros b'shamayim. He's saying the same thing that the spies just said not 40 years ago, that everybody knows about, that this is not going to be an easy feat. He's not sugarcoating it. He's not telling them any lies. He's telling them exactly the same, almost the same thing that the spy says. He says, these are a lofty people, children of giants that you knew and from whom you have heard. He's reminding them of the trauma that they have that caused them to be in the desert for 40 years. And he's telling them exactly what it is. Do not say in your heart when Hashem pushes them away from you, saying, because of my righteousness did Hashem bring me to possess this land, because of the wickedness these nations did to Hashem and drive them away from you. And then it says, remember, do not forget that you provoked Hashem, your God, in the wilderness. From the day that you left Hashem in Egypt until your arrival at this place, you've been rebels against Hashem. You've provoked Hashem, and Hashem has been angry with you to destroy you. Today you crossed the Jordan. He's saying, no matter what's happened, no matter what you've done, you've failed, you've lost faith, you've done all these things, and Hashem has time and time again forgiven us, and still He's allowing you to go forth, and He's going to clear the path and make it possible for you. So how does this relate to our lives? In becoming more religious, in all these things that we do, we can see they're fortified up to the heavens. It doesn't seem possible. Learning Gemara has been so hard. Trying to learn Hebrew when you're, not a child and you're older. All these things that seem like they're such daunting tasks. You know what? They are. It's not good to downplay what you have. Oh, it's easy. It's this. It's that. It's good that it's hard. The hard makes it worth it. We learn from these two things that, it's not good to lose faith in Hashem, but also that when Hashem presents us a challenge, it's not that He's saying, don't do it. He's saying, now you really have to do it. Now I'm going to make it possible. So, down here, and also in Parshas Akev, we see now, O Israel, what does Hashem your God ask of you? Only to fear Hashem your God, go in His ways, and to love Him, and to serve Hashem your God with all your soul, and to observe the commandments of Hashem, His decrees, which I command you to this day for your benefit. Now, for those of us who didn't grow up religious, we might wonder, we have to do these mitzvahs, we have to go forward and change our whole way of life for God. What does that mean? It's not just for God. It's for us. Mitzvahs and Torah have an effect on who we are. It makes us a better person. It transforms us into have a close relationship with Him, which is really what God is asking for. So I want to say thank you, and I hope that anytime that you are struggling or you have a big challenge in front of you, you can remember that God is with you and God is with all of us. And thank you very much. So, Shkora.